Hello everyone. How are you doing today? It's another Monday and I can't believe it's August already. I know I was MIA last week. It's just was crazy work, busy, just life. But I'm back and I am so excited because there is a lot of exciting things happening this week at Stamping Up, and I want to tell you all about them, and I'm going to share some new products, and we're just going to have fun. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all enjoying your summer. We had some fresh tomatoes from the garden tonight for dinner and some fresh basil. And I'm trying to find me on Facebook, and it's not working. Everything else is coming up, but not that. All right, I'm still looking. Give me a second. So, again, Luli Gonzalez, and you're here at Painted Ladies Journal. So I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to lower the volume so we don't have an echo. So yes, so tomorrow, August 3rd, is the launch of our new mini catalog. If you haven't received your copy yet, please let me know and I'll be happy to pop one in the mail to you tomorrow. So it starts a new mini catalog. It goes through the very end, beginning of January. I think it goes to like January 2nd, something like that. Very exciting. There are so many cute, adorable things. I mean, I'm overwhelmed. There's so much. I've gone through and looked at it. I need to go through again and like tag, and I had a nice pre-order and now I'm ready to take another order. It's kind of nuts. But on top of that, one of the most exciting things that Stamping Up is doing is they're also running a second celebration that they haven't done previously. So usually celebration was January, February, March. So it was shorter this year, and now they have another 2-month one. So in August and September, they're running a second celebration. And because of, COVID and all the crazy shipping delays, it was supposed to be July and August, and now it's August and September. So there is a smattering in that catalog of both, I'll call them all occasion sets and holiday sets. And I will show you some of the things that are in that as well. Many coordinate with items that are in the annual catalog, like I showed you last time with the shaded summer and the dies that match shaded summer. So again, I'm going to show you some new things. We can get started in a minute. I wanted to make sure I'm in the right spot. I don't see anybody here yet. And I lost my, oh goodness, I lost my video feed. So let me go back. Let me go back and see if I can find me again. It says I'm live, okay. Still can't find me. We'll give it another second. Hopefully, we're all going to be here in the right spot. Okay, come on. Here we go. Somebody's found me. All right. Yay. Hi, Donna. Thanks for always commenting. I appreciate it so much. Anyone who's here, I appreciate you spending some time with me. I'd really like it if you gave my video a thumbs up, if you put a little comment, just a hi, hello, where are you from? Anything really makes a difference and helps get my video seen by more people on Facebook. So thanks so much. All right, without further ado, since I'm in the right spot, we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't want to keep you too long because who knows, there could be there's Olympics on tonight, so there's always good stuff on TV at the moment. So let me get started. Okay, hold on. Try to keep us from getting too dizzy here. Put my video so I can see it, kind of, sort of. And tell me, one of the things that you could comment on is, what is your favorite Olympic sport? Do you watch the Olympics at all? We have always watched the Olympics. My dad was a big Olympics fan. Actually, my whole family was. So we always watched the Olympics as a family. So that was a lot of fun. Before I forget, tonight is the last, got a few hours left to take advantage of the Designer Series paper sale. The Pansy Petal in the Wild, In Good Taste, Beauty of the Earth, Bloom Where You're Planted, Hand Penned, Your Peach, Tidings of Christmas, and Sweet Symmetry are all 15% off. So if you like any of this paper and you're going to be using it, the Tidings of Christmas would be great to mass produce a bunch of holiday Christmas cards. It's very neutral. It's really pretty. All of these paper is on sale tonight with an additional 15% off. So if you want to place an order, don't delay. As soon as I'm done with my video, jump off and log into my online store and place your order. So that was one announcement. So tomorrow, as I was talking about, SaleABration in the mini catalog get started. Now, I can't show you the inside of the catalog yet, but I'm going to try to sneak on sometime this week and show you the inside of the catalog and some of my favorite products. But while I can't do that, I can show you the products that I've already gotten and I'm already using. So let's go ahead, and as you can see, this beautiful, beautiful paper and pine leaves and pine cones. I love this. And here we have some more Christmas paper. You get a nice preview here on the SaleABration. And this penguin paper we're actually going to be using tonight. So let me get started. All right, so our first card uses a couple of different stamp sets from the Holiday Mini Catalog. We're going to be using the Delivering Cheer, which I love this, and I have already made a card with this, and I'll probably make a lot more because I just love this stamp set. And I am a little crooked, I noticed. Hopefully not too crooked. Okay. And the Sweet Little Stockings, which is also super adorable with the little dog head kitty cat and a little gerbil. And I'm using the Very Merry Sentiment from this Sweet Little Stockings stamp set. So we're going to be using these, and we're going to use some blends. And then, all right, I got all my stacks here somewhere. Here we go. So we're going to also use the Macrame 3D embossing folder, which I love. And I have embossed a layer. I have some things already cut out, so I'll show you that in a minute. We're also using the Heartwarming Hugs DSP. Now this is a carryover. We did have this last year, but I love this as a very traditional Christmas paper. I love the plaid, the stripes, all the patterns, geometrics. I love geometrics. Being an architect, I guess that's one of the challenges of being an architect is you love geometry. Challenge or advantage, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, Real Red, and Whisper White. But I like some of the Cherry Cobbler with it as well. So you'll be seeing me use some of that. So we're using Heartwarming Hugs. We're using Very Vanilla, which I don't use enough, and I love how Very Vanilla looks, especially for something that's more traditional. So this is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of Very Vanilla run through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the macrame folder, and this macrame folder is in the annual catalog. All right. And then I've taken a 1 inch by 5 1/4 inch strip of the Designer Series paper. I used the plaid. It has this really pretty olive green on the other side. Then I have taken, and give me 1 second, I lost my punch that I wanted to show you. Oh, here it is. I didn't lose it. My punch is the double oval, so it's got a scallop and a smooth oval. It's a double punch. I love it. I use it all the time. So I stamped from the Sweet Little Stockings. I used the Very Merry because it fit perfectly in our oval, in Cherry Cobbler. And I cut out the coordinating scallop circle in Cherry Cobbler. So we're going to glue those together. So I have stamped a few of these pieces already because we are coloring and I don't want to take too long. And you guys know how to stamp on. The trick is to turn this punch upside down so you can line it up and get it smooth and straight. All right, so I'm going to put that right there. Very Merry. And the liquid glue lets you slide it around till it's just in the right spot. Set that over there. And then I have a piece of, I took a piece of Mossy Meadow, 5.5 by 8.5. I made a card base, and I attached the 4-inch by 5.25-inch piece of Very Vanilla that's embossed, my 1-inch strip. And we're gonna put that to one side. Then I have Pear Pizzazz, and this is 2 1/8 by 4.5. And Pear Pizzazz, it's not also a color that I don't use as much, but I love how it looks. So we're gonna use that in a minute. We're gonna take some Memento Black ink because we're gonna be coloring with our stamping blends. Now remember, if you're using stamping blends, you wanna use Tuxedo Memento Black. If you're using watercolor pencils or watercolor, you wanna use StazOn because they react differently to the different materials. So I'm gonna line my little gal up here. And I'm just using a little piece. I can't find my little mat, so I'm just using a little piece of Craft Fun Foam. So it's a great little tool to have around the house. If you have little kiddos, you might have some just laying around. So I'm going to take the tree image. So there's 3 different images. There's presents. There's a bushel of, you could call it fall flowers. You could make them spring flowers by adding just a little coloring. And then this, I'll call it an evergreen bush. And that's the one I'm going to use today. I'm going to use the evergreen. And the great thing about photopolymer stamps is that you can see the image perfectly and align it. All right, there we go. Worked out pretty well. The only trick to this stamp, let me show you, is you want to align the sleeves with the bottom. So whether it's the skirt or the little trench coat. So I did a good job here. Here there's a little tiny gap, but I'm okay with it. It is a handmade card, and gosh, if they're concerned about that little gap, then I won't be sending them any more handmade cards. So we have that one, and I'm going to go ahead and there's one more little stamp here that I just love. There's these little stockings and that you can put on her legs with her little fun galoshes. So I have Cherry Cobbler, my little stamping spot. Now these are great. You get these every month in your paper pumpkin. This month there's a special one designed by Shelley, and it's called Hope. And I'm sure it'll have beautiful floral images. can't wait to see what it looks like. So that was good. Sometimes I'll check how my inking and stamp are doing. And now I have used this stamp already, so it's well conditioned. But if it's a new photopolymer, you want to take a finger and rub on it to get some of the film off, or take a white eraser. And then I'm going to line up the little stockings with the stamp. There we go. See how cute that is with her little patterned stockings? As if she had like little leggings on, or... So I'm going to take a few browns here. I'm going to take light cinnamon cider, and I'm going to take dark crumb cake. So first I'm going to do a base coat of the light cinnamon cider. I try not to go all the way to the edge, but I'm getting close. So I'm actually going to blend with two colors. I'm going to blend with the dark crumb cake. I kind of wanted it to look kind of like one of those really traditional English raincoats. Almost like a Burberry. Hi Bonnie, hi Terry. Hi Mom, Mom's watching today. Awesome. So I'm just doing a little shading here. All right, and we got to do her sleeves too. I forgot her sleeves. So we'll do her sleeves. And this isn't real complicated. I'm not doing but sometimes mixing the two colors together really gets you the... I actually think I used the wrong one. So we'll just pull out the other one and just go over it, and it's just fine. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to take the dark suede and color our tree trunk. Now just a little trick. This will actually lighten a little bit as it dries. So just remember that. If you think your image looks too dark, it will lighten just a little bit. It doesn't change colors, but it does lighten. All right, so that goes. We have her cute little red mittens that will go with her stockings, and this is light cherry cobbler. And then I'm going to take light just jade, dark just jade, and light old olive. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the light just jade and kind of do the main coloring. Just doing long streaks, kind of like if they were branches. There's a few little white spots in between. That's okay. Next, I'm going to take the light old olive, and I'm going to add some color on top of that. It blends it. You'll still see the two shades of green. And then finally, I'm going to take the dark just jade, check it, dark just jade, and add just a few highlights on top of that. So it adds lots of shading. Like a tree would have lots of different, an evergreen would have lots of different shades of green. So there. That was our quick coloring. It was very simple and just really highlights our image. I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to trim this down. going to do 4 1/8. And 2 inches. Let's see how that turned out. Well, I think I could have actually let it be a little taller, but that's all right. We're just gonna go with it. We're gonna glue this on. To our pear pizzazz. Then I'm going to take my cherry cobbler marker and some of my white baker's twine. Hi Wendy, hi Kathleen, Cindy. Thank you all for joining me today. So I'm going to go ahead and color my twine. You can do this with an ink pad. You can do this with a re-inker where you put the string in like a little paper cup or something. There's lots of ways to color the twine. I want to make sure I have enough length here, so I'm going to keep coloring a little bit more. The grid paper is great for using on your work surface because you can do measurements. You can do messy stuff like coloring your twine in cherry cobbler marker. My hands are going to be all red when this is done, but that's okay. Because I really wanted my twine to match my other colors that I'm using. So there we go. I think that's good enough. Hopefully that's long enough. Move our twine over. And we're going to go ahead and make sure my fingers aren't dirty. And we're going to wrap the twine around the bottom of our card. And the twine was still wet, so FYI, make sure your twine is dry. Don't do what I did. But that's all right. We are going to be able to fix that. If I don't go too crazy. All right. I'll leave that like that. I'm going to cut off the little ends. Okay. All right, so we have that. We're going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, put them on the back of our panel here. That, and then we have my sentiment. We're going to put a Stampin' Dimensional only on one side. In fact, I think I'm going to do, let's see, there's always ways to fix a little boo-boo. I think I'm going to add the sentiment right here to cover up. See, there we go. I knew I could make it work. All right, so we're gonna set that up, and there's our first card. Very merry. All right, And that uses these two new stamp sets, Sweet Little Stockings and Delivering Cheer. That's our first card. Next card, I'm gonna put that on the ground. Next card, we're gonna use a few more fun goodies. We're gonna use Biggest Wish, which I love these large sentiments and scripty fonts. And we're gonna use Penguin Place, which is also new in the holiday mini catalog. It's got these cute little sentiments and penguins and a coordinating punch. And the best goodie is the paper that is part of SaleABration that matches the penguin images and has lots of fun colors like Fresh Freesia, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Soft Sea Foam, white of course. It's got little foxes, polar bears, and multiple penguins, some which you can use the punch to cut out from the paper. So I'm going to go ahead but I'm going to punch out a penguin first, and I'll show you how we use this. So this larger element is going to be our penguin body. All right. Then I have a piece of white somewhere. Hopefully I have a piece of white somewhere. A piece of white that is and I'm going to cut out one more foot, or what do they call them on a penguin? Now I can't think of the word. Anybody remember what what the little penguin flippers, a penguin flipper, that's it. And I'm actually going to color it with my Mango Melody stamping blend. All right. So stamping blends can be used to color white paper, and sometimes it's a little easier than, if you have a brand new sheet, you don't want to necessarily just cut out little feet in the corner. So I'm going to use and this is how our little penguin is going to go together. Isn't that cute? So let me get the stamp out. Here's my stamp. Get his little face. His little eyes. And his little beak. All right, so let me take this, and I'm going to take my Tuxedo Magenta Black and stamp his eyes. And then his little beak, I'm going to use my little marker. See how that looks. Well, that did not work too well. Let's try this Calypso Coral marker. The Stamping Right markers work better than the blends. There we go. So we're going to use Calypso Coral for his little beak. It's going to be a styling penguin. How does the penguin look? Let me see. Oh, it goes like that, I think. There we go. Look Look at that cute little nose. All right. Now we're going to glue our little penguin together. We're going to put his little feet on. All right. So we're doing the fun part first here. We're going to put him aside to dry. Oh, I know, Wendy, isn't it adorable? That little penguin is just so cute. And the paper in SaleABration is adorable. So here you can see that this penguin, I believe, can be punched out. I need to cut it though. So let me cut my penguin here. And I'm going to cut out this polar bear. Now there's no punch for the polar bear, but it's not too hard and easily fussy cut. So I'm going to take my little penguin here and I'm going to punch him out from the paper. Look at how cute that is. If I can get him to line up. There we go. It's a little bit easier with a Post-it note, but I moved my Post-it notes. So I was working on card swaps all weekend. One more second here. Hope you guys can see that. Maybe not. All right, let's try this way. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. Just lining it up as best I can. And sometimes I kind of squeeze a little like halfway. The paper, there we go, does not move around as much. All right, so we have our baby penguin that I punched, the baby penguin that I punched out from the designer series paper. And I'm going to cut out our little polar bear. So we're going to have a whole little penguin family here. Going to be a really cute little. We're going to make this a little birthday card. Because I have lots of winter birthdays in my family, so having these cute little penguins is great, not just for the holidays, but for birthdays. You can make cute little Valentine's cards for the kids or the adults. Who doesn't like a penguin, right? All right, so we have those three guys to work with. Then I'm going to take a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 inch fresh freesia, which is one of the colors that coordinates with this set. Then I have a piece of the designer series paper, which has got a smaller pattern of penguins and polar bears and snowmen, foxes, little bunnies. It's cute paper. But I'm going to use the back side, the B side, with the little polka dots. And then I'm using from the 6x6 designer series pack. For the in colors, I am using the Evening Evergreen. I'm just going to glue that on. And I'm going to glue this on to our fresh freesia. Come on. Getting near the end, but not quite. Not quite ready to give it up yet. All right. All right, so there's our card base. Now I'm going to take a scrap piece of Whisper White, basic white, and I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. And I'm going to stamp the, ooh, they're stuck together. I'm going to stamp Birthday first in fresh freesia. Again, I'm going to stamp it here, make sure I have good coverage. It's okay, it's not great. I'm going to try a little bit more. Okay, make sure it's nice and dry. It's a light color too, so really gotta get that coating off. I think I'm good now. And I'm gonna stand up and put a little more pressure on it. Again, the little foam pad helps. We have a great one in the catalog that fits inside the Stamparatus as well. There we go, that worked. And then I'm going to take Memento and stamp Happy on top of that. And since the birthday's in a light color and the Happy is in a darker color, you can read both nicely. And it's just a cute, fun sentiment. So I'm going to go back to grabbing my trimmer. And I'm going to trim this fairly narrow. So we're about 1 3/8 of an inch. Could even trim a little bit more off of this side. I want it pretty narrow, so we are about 1 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to take a piece of soft succulent and I'm going to trim that just a little bit wider, so 1 5/8 of an inch. I just want a little contrast. All right, see? Just a bit of a contrast. Now I'm going to close my ink pad first, because that would be dangerous. Then I have to see, where did I put my card base? Here's my card base. I'm going to add my card base, my sentiments, and add my 2 little guys. Now I think I'm going to add my little punched penguin on the inside because he's just too cute. Since the card base is quite light, you don't need a a white layer if you don't want one, but I think he's adorable. So I'm going to go ahead and add this strip on with a few dimensionals. Lay this closer to the bottom edge of our card, and then I'm going to turn this around, and I'm actually going to cut off the excess. It's easiest to do it from the back side. There we go. So there's our sentiment strip. Now we're going to take our two little guys here, our polar bear, this we hand cut from the designer series paper, and then I'm going to take my little penguin and pop him up on some dimensionals. So that he looks like he's just a little bit in front there. Then we're going to take some gems. The genial gems are in this really pretty soft succulent color. Take our little take your pick tool. And they have a little bit of glitter on them, which I think it's great fun. I'm using just the green ones, and they have two sizes, small and a little bit smaller and a little bit larger. And then the final touch is I'm going to take some of my gingham ribbon. It's also new in this catalog. And I'm going to, oh, I know, Wendy, they do need to make that bear in a stamp. He is too cute. He's just as cute as the penguin, if not cuter. So I'm going to do a little, I'll make sure my hair doesn't get in the way here. Add a little black and white check bow. And take a little mini glue dot. To attach our bow on. And we just trim off the edges a little bit. All right, there we go. So there we have it. We have our little penguin and his little polar bear friend. We also have our cute little girl carrying her little tree home. So these are our two cards for today. Don't forget, the Designer Series paper sale is good for a few more hours if you are looking to stock up on some beautiful Designer Series paper. 15% off. And the new catalogs launch tomorrow. We have the mini catalog with all the holiday goodies and SaleABration. SaleABration also is a great time if you're thinking of becoming a discount shopper. During SaleABration, not only do you get $125 worth of goodies for $99 plus no sales tax, which is in my area is 10.25%. Excuse me, free shipping, not sales tax, and shipping is 10%. So it's a lot of money, and you will get to pick one bundle from the mini catalog, and there's I think 12 bundles to choose from. So really, you can get, and most of the bundles are $55 plus. So it includes all the ones with the fancy dies. So if you are interested in becoming a discount shopper, this is a great time. SaleABration will run September and August, all of August, the remainder of August and all of September. And the mini catalog also launches tomorrow. Don't forget that the Shelley designed paper pumpkin is coming up. Make sure you sign up before the 10th of August. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. This is Luli Gonzalez. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you liking my posts and commenting. Anytime you do that, it really helps me out, and I appreciate you all very much. So if you're looking for a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I'd love to be your team leader. I'd love to be your favorite discount shopper helper. Whatever it is. I thank you, and if you need a catalog, let me know. I'll send one in the mail, lickety split. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. See you next Monday. Goodbye.